George Cosmides, drcosmides.com, creator and developer of the Life Without Diabetes program. And today I'm coming to you from a beautiful Redondo Beach. I'm here at the Research Library, and today's topic is going to be on dairy. Now, I always refresh my information, make sure I'm up to date, but there are certain things that do not change. And unfortunately, dairy is one of them. So let's jump right in, and I'll clear up some myths, give you some information, and make it very simple to understand. Now, there's two types of dairy. There's fermented dairy, yogurts, kefirs, and the unfermented dairy, milk and cheese. Now, there are certain things that both of them fundamentally have that cannot be changed. They're both going to have the lactose sugar or the milk sugar. Now, lactose, we've all heard people being lactose intolerant. Well, that's a problem, obviously, but also from a purely diabetic standpoint and a health standpoint, it has a very high glycemic load and a very high glycemic index. It means it really taxes the pancreas and taxes the endocrine system to process this sugar. When I say load, that means that sugar hits very quick. And that's where the real problems begin. So from a second standpoint, it has a protein called sodium caseinate. Now, the government gives proteins a rating called a biological value, or a BV. And they rate these values on mother's milk. Mother's milk is the standard, it's the bar. And milk proteins rank around the 50 percentile. So they're really low quality proteins. Sodium caseinate is really low quality. So you'll see them in a lot of the cheaper protein powders and the cheaper drinks, Ensure, and other types of commercial beverages. It'll be in there because, again, very inexpensive, but very low quality. So there was a report written, I believe, in 2011 by the American Pediatric Association that states that colic in babies is caused majorly by milk products and sodium caseinate, which is a difficult to process and low quality protein. So that's going to be in fermented products like yogurt or kefir and milk and cheese products. So just on that one element alone, it's the value of the dairy is not worth it. Now, people may be saying, well, Dr. Cosmides, what about the calcium in milk? Okay, there was a study done in 2009. Just type in milk study or calcium in milk in PubMed. You can get that online. The summaries are always free. And they compared 8 ounces of dairy as far as the calcium content versus a half a tomato. And what they found was there's more usable calcium. Remember, the word here is usable. Usable calcium in a half a tomato than 8 ounces of milk. Now, what's amazing for me, a revelation was to find out is most municipal water supplies have about 1 gram of calcium per glass. But guess what? We can't utilize it. It goes right through us. So it's pointless. So again, when we think about taking in minerals and vitamins, they have to go inside the body. Otherwise, they'll just express themselves in our waste and be of absolutely no value. So again, the myth that calcium will give us, that milk will give us calcium is, again, not entirely accurate. And the research further goes on that says the states that have the highest dairy intake have the highest osteopenia, which is bone thinning, and osteoporosis. Quite amazing. So that's what we've been led to believe. And now, fortunately, there's all these wonderful vegan, what a professor of mine tells me is white drinks. He calls them white drinks. So things like almond milk, rice milk. Now there's hemp, multigrain milk, oat milk. So there's all these vegan choices. The key with these alternative choices, be sure to get them unsweetened, because they can add cane sugar and other things. And is it still better than dairy milk? Absolutely, but it's calories that we have to burn off somehow. Otherwise,